What's up, people? Checking out this NHL 15 demo. Just look at that. That's pretty awesome. See the big building standing up? That's actually the hotel that most of the media stays in for SummerSlam. Right overlooking Nokia Theater and Staples Center. Take a look at this presentation.
Mike Emmerich in Los Angeles, California, where they were part of the very first expansion of the NHL from 6 teams to 12. What's it like playing here as you did?
Well, I wish I could have played here a little bit longer than 6 months, Doc, but a great place to come, great place to play, a great history with some of the great players in the National Hockey League that have played for the Los Angeles Kings. The travel's a little rough, though, Doc. Jonathan.
Now, I decided that I wanted to really play this game this year. I always get it and, go through the whole evaluation process early on. Play a lot of games so I can review it. But in terms of doing like a series, I generally haven't done that. This year was almost a deterrent because they cut out the EA NHL or EASA NHL. I forget exactly what it's called. They cut that out this year, as well as GM Connected. But being primarily a franchise mode kind of a guy and an offline franchise mode kind of a guy on that, in that respect, I didn't have it doesn't hit me as bad, but I do recognize, how big of an impact it's going to be not to have that for, the online gamers. So I'm going to more than likely just do be a GM series. Probably trying to think. I'm probably going to do, I don't think I'm going to do Ultimate Team. I may, but I don't think I'm going to do Ultimate Team. I think I'm just going to do be a GM, and I may do a fantasy draft or something like that with it, which, of course, I love doing fantasy drafts, so that's probably what I'll do. But let's get into what we see here with this game. Graphically, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's very slick. The visual presentation is really, really tight. If you talk about, I always talk about TV style broadcast. It doesn't get much more TV style broadcast than this, and I haven't even switched it to a the more TV style camera angle, which usually isn't the most playable camera view. So that'll be something in itself. But you just, especially in a game like hockey, you need to see as much of the ice as possible, so that you can, see where you can and can't pass the puck, and just see different angles. But you won't be able to do that more than likely with the TV style camera. But I'll look into that and see. I'm not even sure if you can change it here in the demo. I'll flip through and see if you can change in the demo the next time I pop this in. But as you can see, you can play with just the Stanley Cup Finals matchup, the Kings and the Rangers, and you can pick either one, and the game takes place at the Staples Center. One of the first things you're going to notice is the movement of the players. A lot more weight, a lot more that whole momentum shift. It's a little bit more drastic, feels a little bit more realistic. So when you're skating backwards and an opponent is trying to make you shift your weight to go one way so he can break it back the other way and deke the other way, you really feel the heaviness of whom you're controlling, especially if it's a larger defenseman. I'm noticing that the body shift is a little bit more drastic, which I think is a really good thing. You have to get used to it at first. At least I felt like I did. So that's that. Now, one of the things that I could say early on that I didn't like, and this is the demo, so this could obviously be tweaked by the time the full version releases, but I just thought it was too many potential fights. It's like almost, it started to feel like after every stoppage of play, the guys were, hey, do you want to fight? Do you want to fight? And I just don't think that, I guess the opportunity to fight in real life is there all the time, but it started getting to the point where you just get tired of seeing it. And I'm just playing the demo. So, the fighting thing in NHL is always a weird thing for me, because you have to really, there's a aspect of it in real hockey where, you know, you understand how it makes sense. It changes momentum at times. It you know, can change the identity of a game. You get that. The thing of it is in a video game, how do you incorporate that and not have it be just some cheap thing that takes place because people want to see a fight? Because when it's that, you get bored with it, you know, pretty quick. At least I do. So there's a little weird little glitch stoppage there that hopefully that gets cleaned up. But I mean, it wasn't horrible, but something like it just happened. The skating is great, but I've long understood and realized that NHL has an awesome skating engine, and so this is just getting, you know, just really just getting better. You know what? The odd thing of it is, I'm not sure how I feel about the body animations on hard checks. And I know that NHL has really pushed the thing about physics, but I'm not sure, because sometimes when you hit a guy hard, the way he falls may not be the most, I don't know, it's something about it that seems a little bit delayed. Oh, got that goal. Got the goal with Williams. And I'm telling you something that I'm working on a lot. I'm working on being able to score goals in those types of almost like one-on-one situations. Because here I take control of the puck, get behind the defense, and the quick little move to shift the weight back from the left to the right. Got it. That was just enough to beat Lundqvist, but I mean, I should feel good because I beat Heinrich Lundqvist, but you know what I mean. I don't get those type of goals frequently, so usually I get them off of like one-timers and stuff like that, carrying it right into the slot, and the quick pass across the face of the goalie usually is how I get goals. But NHL for the last 2 or 3 years has worked to try to make it where those goals aren't as frequent, because I remember one version you could do that like all day. I mean, you could just exploit that like crazy, and I was guilty of exploitation because I would do that constantly. But this year it's not nearly as much. I mean, I don't think it's. To be honest, I don't think I scored a goal like that at all in any of the games that I played. So I think that's a good thing. More realistic for sure. That was a good move that I couldn't finish. But yeah, I mean, overall, especially knowing that this is an early build and there's some things that could be tweaked and fixed, and hopefully they'll listen to the feedback, which hopefully they will, because I'm quite sure I'm not going to be the only one that sees a few things. But overall, from a gameplay standpoint, I think this one's going to be good. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be one of, I think, again, one of the more underrated sports video games. I think every year NHL is one of the most underrated sports video games. It's a pretty solid and consistent series, but it just shows you, or at least underrated in the United States. Just shows you the popularity of the sport in America. Because if Madden and I would just say Madden, if Madden was as consistent as the NHL series in America, I mean, man, it would be crazy. They go empty net. I love it when they go empty net. Just to know you can fire it from the other blue line. If you can get it past the defense, you got an opportunity to score the goal. And I think I'm going to get one right here. Flip it. Bang. I love it. The goal celebrations are awesome. And you didn't see an example of this in this video, but you see the crowd reaction looks pretty realistic. When a goal is scored by a road team, completely different experience, which is really super cool. I'm really starting to notice, like, I saw this initially in Madden, and you can only imagine what it's going to look like in FIFA with crowds. but they really, EA Sports seems this year to really have a handle on how to have the crowd react differently between positive things that happens for the home team and positive thing that happens for the road team. So I think that's something that you can really see in this demo. You can see it in Madden. And I'm hearing that you're going to be able to really detect that in FIFA as well. So that's a positive from a presentation standpoint, which has not always been EA's. There's not always been a forte of theirs. So that's a good thing. But I really like these the NBC presentation. Man, like I said, it looks like you're watching television. So that's it for this little quick demo impression. Peace.
Thank you.